14 races, 14 podiums, 9 wins, 10 pole positions. In 2024, Abbi Pulling did not simply win F1 Academy. She dismantled it. She finished 121 points clear of her nearest rival and made one of motorsport's most unforgiving jobs look almost routine. Then she moved up. 1 year later, the same driver had 0 wins, 1 podium, and 10th place in the GB3 championship. So what happened? Did the next level expose the limits of F1 Academy? Was Pulling overrated? Or had she simply reached the part of the motorsport ladder where trophies stop protecting you? Before answering, remember one image. Spa-Francorchamps, 2026. Pulling on pole, the entire field behind her, and a question she could answer only on the track. This is not a fall from grace story. It is the story of what happens after the fairy tale ends and the real test begins. Abbi Pulling grew up in Gosberton, a small village in Lincolnshire, far from the usual image of motorsport royalty. She began karting at 9. Her father worked long days in his welding business to help fund the dream, and her grandmother bought her first racing suit. That detail matters because racing talent has never been enough on its own. In motorsport, talent needs a car, tires, mechanics, travel, testing, and a budget that can disappear faster than a set of qualifying tires. The motorsport ladder is not really a ladder. It is a staircase where every step sends an invoice. Pulling became a double British Junior TKM karting champion, moved into Ginetta Racing, and entered British Formula 4 in 2020. In her first full single-seater season, she finished 6th with 4 podiums. The speed was visible. The future was not secure. In 2021, after 3 more British F4 podiums, the money ran out. Pulling had to end her campaign early, not because she had forgotten how to drive, but because she could no longer afford to continue. For many young drivers, that is where the story ends. W Series gave her a lifeline. The championship was free to enter, and Pulling joined partway through the 2021 season. With only a handful of starts, she took pole at the Circuit of the Americas, reached the podium, and finished 7th in the standings. In 2022, she returned full-time, scored 2 podiums, and finished 4th. But then another uncomfortable lesson arrived. Sometimes the driver survives, and the championship does not. W Series ended its 2022 season early after financial problems, and never returned in its original form. There was a brutal irony to it. The series that rescued her career was now fighting the same problem that had nearly ended it. Still, Alpine brought her into its young driver program, and in 2022, she drove an old Alpine Formula 1 car in a Saudi Arabian demonstration. It was a spectacular image, but a demonstration run is not a career path. Pulling still needed somewhere to race. That opportunity arrived with the launch of F1 Academy in 2023. Pulling entered with Rodin Motorsport as a full Alpine Academy driver. Yet this is the part people often forget. She did not dominate immediately. She finished 5th in the inaugural season. She earned 7 podiums and 2 pole positions, but no victories. There were flashes of speed, mixed with missed opportunities and technical setbacks. That first season gave her information. She learned the car, the tires, the team, and the pressure of carrying a Formula 1 brand. When she returned in 2024, she was one of the grid's most experienced drivers. That advantage should be acknowledged, but it did not automatically produce 14 consecutive podiums. Pulling still had to convert it, and her future depended on doing exactly that. For Pulling, the 2024 season was not simply a title attempt. It was, in her own description, a case of perform and continue. Winning offered a future. Finishing 2nd offered no clear plan at all. Her first victory came in unusual circumstances. At Jeddah, Mercedes-backed Dorian Pin crossed the line first, but continued at racing speed for another lap after taking the checkered flag. The resulting penalty promoted Pulling to the win. Online, some dismissed it as a victory she had not earned. Pulling's answer came in Miami. 2 pole positions, 2 victories, 57 points from a possible 58. No steward's decision was required. No explanation was necessary. From there, the season became a demonstration of control. Pulling won on street circuits and permanent tracks, handled pressure from Pin and Ferrari-backed Maya Woog, and collected maximum points whenever the opportunity appeared. By the end of the year, the numbers were extraordinary. 9 wins from 14 races, 10 poles, 5 clean sweeps, 338 points, and a podium in every race she contested. Her final advantage was 121 points. She also became the first woman to win a British F4 race, controlling a reverse grid contest at Brands Hatch and setting the fastest lap. But the most important prize was not the trophy. The F1 Academy title delivered something her career had repeatedly lacked: certainty. Pulling received a fully funded 2025 GB3 seat with Rodin Motorsport, plus 20 funded test days. The championship had kept her career alive. It had not made the next step easy. F1 Academy uses Formula 4-level machinery, producing 174 horsepower. The new GB3 car introduced for 2025 produced roughly 280 horsepower, generated considerably more downforce, used wider tires, and added DRS. This was not the same challenge with a different logo. The braking loads were higher, aerodynamic behavior mattered more, and the field included drivers with deeper experience in faster single-seaters. The title had opened the next door. It had not made the next room any less competitive. And there was another change. In F1 Academy, Pulling had become the benchmark. In GB3, she was a rookie again, surrounded by drivers who had no interest in respecting her reputation. A championship trophy is useful in a display cabinet. Unfortunately, it provides very little extra downforce. Her GB3 debut initially looked promising. At Silverstone, Pulling qualified near the front and finished 5th in her first race. Then the momentum disappeared. An opening weekend accident damaged the car. Pulling later said a chassis problem affected subsequent rounds before it was identified. That explains part of the decline, not all of it. Across the season, small qualifying gaps became expensive. Strong moments appeared, but rarely became complete weekends. At Brands Hatch, she became the first woman on a GB3 podium, but the third place came in a reverse grid race, and Pulling wanted results built on outright pace. By the end of 2025, she was 10th in the championship with 1 podium, no wins, and no poles. The most uncomfortable comparison came from inside her own garage. Rodin teammate Alex Ninovic won the championship. That did not prove Pulling lacked ability. It proved her F1 Academy dominance could not simply be transferred into a faster category. This is where the easy versions of the story separate. Saying GB3 exposed F1 Academy as meaningless is too simplistic. It is a development championship, not a certificate declaring that its winner is already ready for Formula 3. But dismissing every difficult result in the name of representation is equally unfair. Pulling wants to be measured as a racing driver. The honest verdict is harder. 2025 was a disappointing season, with genuine mitigating factors and genuine areas where she needed to improve. F1 Academy had proved she could dominate familiar machinery. GB3 asked whether she could rebuild when dominance disappeared. The results sheet also hides the pressure attached to her name. Every ordinary rookie result became a referendum on women in motorsport. Another young driver finishing 10th had a difficult weekend. Pulling finishing 10th was used to judge an entire development program. She later admitted that 2025 brought moments of imposter syndrome. At one stage, she wondered whether her single-seater journey might be ending. Her prize funded 1 GB3 season, not her career forever. To return in 2026, she had to find support again. Fans bought merchandise and placed their names on the car, helping keep the story alive. Pulling's message before the season was direct. She was not there for participation trophies. If 2024 had been about proving she could win, 2026 was about proving she could recover. At Spa-Francorchamps in May 2026, the evidence finally arrived. Pulling qualified on outright pole by pure lap time, becoming the first woman to take a GB3 pole position. The next day, she controlled the start and built a gap. A safety car erased it and forced her to do it again. On the restart, she denied the cars behind a useful tow along the Kemmel Straight. Championship leader Nikita Bedrin moved into second, but could not reach her. Pulling won by 0.6 of a second. Pole position, Every lap led, victory. She became the first woman to win a GB3 race. This was different from the inherited victory at Jeddah, the reverse grid British F4 win, or the reverse grid GB3 podium. Those results still counted, but Spa required no footnote. It did not erase 2025. It made 2025 meaningful. The driver who had looked lost at the next level had learned enough to lead that level from the front. As of the 24th of July 2026, Pulling sits 7th in the GB3 standings, with 114 points, 1 pole, and 1 victory after 4 of 8 rounds. The season remains uneven. She has shown podium-level speed, but accidents and retirements have cost valuable points. The championship lead is already distant. So this is not another story of domination. It is something more revealing. Measurable progress inside an unfinished campaign. There is also another route developing alongside GB3. In 2025, Pulling signed a multi-year agreement with Nissan Formula E team as its rookie and simulator driver. She has completed multiple outings in the GEN3 Evo car, supported race preparation, and stated that a full-time Formula E seat is one of her ambitions. That is no consolation prize. Formula E is a world championship filled with factory teams and elite professionals. Her immediate target remains Formula 3, but no promotion is guaranteed. At 23, she faces younger prospects, limited budgets, and a system always searching for its next star. That is the real meaning of the title. Abbi Pulling dominated F1 Academy, and then reality hit. Not because the championship was fake or her talent vanished. Reality arrived because winning at one level guarantees nothing at the next. Cars become faster. Rivals become stronger. Praise becomes expectation. F1 Academy gave her a platform and opened a door. GB3 tested what she could do after walking through it. In 2025, that test stopped her momentum. At Spa in 2026, it did not stop her. Whether she reaches Formula 3, Formula E, or something bigger remains unanswered. But she has supplied the only response that matters in racing. Not a promise, a lap time. Was Pulling's difficult first GB3 season evidence of F1 Academy's limitations? Or exactly the kind of challenge the series is supposed to prepare her champions for? Let me know what you think.